Mike Bloomberg's 2020 presidential campaign is reportedly paying hundreds of people a lot of money in order to promote the candidate. This is according to a recent article here in the Wall Street Journal. So now, apparently, if you're somebody who's an influencer online, you will be paid $2,500 a month to promote the candidate via text message and their personal social media feeds. This is the newest plot to try to buy his way into popularity. Wow. $2,500. You realize that is more than what I make a month. Wow. I mean, look, I'm not saying that you're going to see some Bloomberg stuff pop up. No, I'm kidding. But man, that is a lot of money per month just for doing that. That's insane. Now, Bloomberg's team, according to the Journal, is hiring more than 500 deputy digital organizers to work up to 30 hours a week and promote his talking points to online friends and phone contact lists. Now, this is right now happening in California, and according to internal documents. And if it does well in California, it may be expanded to other states. So let me tell you straight up, right? If I start receiving texts from any of you that are pro Bloomberg, I might hit the unfriend button. I'm just saying. And I also might be like, how the hell did you get my phone number? But no, really though. Now, according to the Journal, the strategy behind this is to attract voters through what they call a personal touch rather than random messages from strange people. Now, look, that's an interesting approach. I've gotten some of those random messages from random people, and it's pretty easy to tell them to F off when they're not your stepmom or whatever, when they're not your in-laws. My in-laws, of course, are conservative Trump voters, so I'm not going to get a pro Bloomberg message from them or anyone that I know, but some of you might not be so lucky. So it might be a little bit harder to tell your parents off if they start texting you about Bloomberg, which is funny because, look, they're getting paid to do so. Now, the scheme is being aided by a mobile app called Outvote, which is funded by a Democratic technology and investment organization known as Higher Ground Labs. Now, anybody who's caught doing this is probably going to need to find higher ground because the backlash, the groundswell of anti-Bloomberg sentiment is going to be huge. All right. Now, Outvote says, our app allows anyone to plug into a Democratic campaign and see which of their friends are registered voters in the district and coordinate SMS outreach with the campaign for event invites, social sharing, fundraising, and getting out the vote. So it's another one of these ridiculous apps. Now, the Bloomberg campaign team has been contacted for comment about the strategy by Newsweek, and they say, one of the most effective ways of reaching voters is by activating their friends and network. So, but here's the thing, though. It's fake support. It's not real. It doesn't actually exist. It's wise because you're getting paid to do it. That's not grassroots support. Now, Bernie Sanders has an app, and so I'm not crapping on apps, right? Okay. Anyway, so I'm not messing. I'm not crapping on the idea. Bernie Sanders has the Burn app, right? Which is wildly successful. You know why it's wildly successful? Because it turns out Bernie Sanders is popular and people actually want to use his app and actually want to reach out to other people and evangelize, in lack of a better word, about the candidate to their friends and family. That's organic, though. What Michael Bloomberg is doing is completely fake and inorganic. And saying, I'm going to take my $2,500 a month and I'm going to reach out to everybody on my contact list and I'm going to say how awesome Michael Bloomberg is. And he's only awesome because he's giving me money. Basically, that's what that is. And so that's the difference, right? Sanders supporters support him because they want to spread the message because they actually believe in his policies and actually support the policies. And they want to convert people from other candidates because they're excited, they're passionate. They're not getting paid for this. I mean, how pathetically sad are you when you have to buy supporters? And for that, I go to Donald Trump. Now, Donald Trump, look, before he took off, he paid people to be at his rallies. And with Bloomberg paying off people on social media to hype him up, it's basically the same thing. It's super Trumpian. Again, you're not going to find Bernie Sanders doing anything like this. Bernie Sanders isn't paying people to support him. No, he's got actual grassroots support. Now, with Bloomberg, look, he's already paid a bunch of social media pages and influencers to upload memes about him. Now, some of these accounts, by the way, involve "Do You Even Lift?", "White People Humor," and "The Funny Introvert." So the reason I'm saying these pages is these are pages that you should avoid. Gone, right? As well as a company called literally Meme 2020. Now, that is being spearheaded by an executive from Jerry Media. So also places to avoid, right? How sad do you have to be to pay for memes? Not only would you be sad, but also deeply uncool. You know why? I think memes, I'm an old-fashioned guy. Memes should come from the heart, right? They're a labor of love and creativity. I've seen a lot of creative memes. You cannot buy dank memes, okay? If you have to manufacture them, then they're not going to be dank. They're just missing something. But see, Bloomberg, you can tell he's the guy who throws money at literally everything because he has no personality. He's smug, arrogant, as we've seen in the recent debate. And that's why it was so important to get him on the debate stage, by the way. Because when you see him in a nice, polished ad, well, then of course he's going to come across as strong and likable, whatever. But what we saw on the debate stage was him getting eviscerated by Elizabeth Warren as she pummeled him repeatedly with a 2x4. And not just her, but everyone else on that stage. Even Joe Biden got a couple of hits in. Joe Biden, the guy was barely even there. And Buttigieg was going to float away in a cloud of platitudes. Still, more effective than Mayor Bloomberg. And so, look, he's got no personality. He's completely arrogant, as I said before, and convinced 100% of his right to win the nomination. He's not trying to win votes. He's trying to buy them. He's trying to buy democracy. And he has spent till around $400 million on ads so far, including spending $1 million a day on Facebook advertising in a 2-week period. $1 million a day for 2 weeks. He's also paid off and poached a lot of talent from other political campaigns, depriving them, of course, of people. And the only reason that a lot of people, these people are working for Mike Bloomberg is because he's the one who can actually afford to pay people extravagantly. On one hand, look, I don't blame him for taking the job, right? I get it. But at the same time, what are you doing? You're working for Bloomberg. Like, do you really want to debase yourself like that for a paycheck? I understand stuff. It's tough out there. But really? That said, you could be like the person that works for Bloomberg, but spends his time on the clock canvassing for Bernie. If you do that, well, then that's a little bit more acceptable. Hey guys, hopefully you enjoyed that free video. Now I'm going to have to ask you a favor. Between the demonetization and the YouTube algorithm messing around with view counts, etc., we're having a hard time adjusting to the new YouTube reality, which is where you guys come in. See, we have a Patreon, patreon.com/TYTNation, set up to help us rely on you guys, the viewers, instead of big corporate ads. Look, you know the show. You know I'm not in favor of big corporations anyway. So help us transition away from relying on the ad model to pay the bills and sign up to be a patron, patreon.com/TYTNation. That goes a long way to help us keep the lights on. And you guys will know that you're supporting independent, progressive media.